Back it up. Wah, wah.
Yeah.
No.
Whatever.
There we go. It's very brisk today.
Brisk.
It's windy.
Fucking hot as hell.
Well, it's the wind is blowing.
The wind is blowing.
Yep, we're getting like
blustery, I think.
Blustery, yes.
Let's see. Okay, what was I gonna? I was gonna get on Facebook, let everybody know we're over here. Minutes over.
It's almost St. Patrick's Day. Very exciting. Some of our friends are doing St. Patrick's Day gigs today, because of course a lot of pubs do stuff on Saturday and Sunday of whatever's the closest weekend. I think it's what, Tuesday? Or no, Monday.
Whatever the 17th is.
I think that's Monday. Yeah, my phone.
Yeah, it's tomorrow. So. Yeah, so St. Patrick's Day is tomorrow. Let's see.
Yeah, we don't normally do it at this angle. You're seeing us sitting underneath our Dodger, but that's just the way for our sun to not be hitting us constantly today with the way we're pointed. Kevin may roll up with some milk for me in the middle of our live.
There we go. All right, got the chat up, rocking and ready to go.
Woohoo!
You guys are getting smacked around. Hey, good morning. Mike Hamby says.
Cool. Good morning.
Get my redheads confused.
I know. Yeah, because I just mentioned Kevin.
Yeah.
Kevin's our redheaded friend at this marina. I put some almond milk, and they have a very big fridge on the boat that they're staying right now. And I had ordered shelf-stable milk, but they brought me a huge thing of you have to refrigerate it milk, and I couldn't fit it in my refrigerator with all the other groceries, so I gave it to his partner Sam and said, "Can you hold this for me for a couple of days?" And he didn't realize it wasn't his, and he drank some of it, which is fine. But he bought me another one, and he says he's going to bring it over.
Yeah.
Can I have some coffee, please?
Yep. I thought you had some.
Not yet. We just kind of went for it. Oh, it's a fancy pour right there. Thank you.
Yeah, so here we are. We're blowing about 17.
Yeah.
17 knots.
Gusting up to like 25 here and there.
Yeah. Yeah, on and off the last couple of days it's been like this. And it's fine.
It makes dinghy rides a little splashy, but nothing major.
Yeah, it's from the south, so going in we have to kind of go slow, but yeah.
We don't really go fast.
Next one, we're having severe weather under a tornado warning. Camping at friends. Got you on the big screen.
Woohoo!
Oh, hello, friends.
Hello, friends.
Yeah, just cooked Mike's Country Kitchen super brunch. Pictures in our DMs.
Whoa. Country Kitchen is something else in my head. It was like a bread brand when we were growing up. Country Kitchen. Maybe it still is. I don't know.
Yeah, brunch is always good.
Brunch is nice. Matter of fact, I've been craving pancakes the last few days. I think I'm gonna have to make a round of pancakes here sometime soon.
Yeah, or we could go to Cracker Barrel.
Ooh,
Get breakfast.
I do love Cracker Barrel. They have that
I don't
impossible.
love Cracker Barrel, but it's a place to go.
They have the Impossible sausage, so I can have like sausage and biscuits and have the.
This smells like. It smells like Kevin.
Redhead approaching. Redhead approaching. Yeah, it's totally Kevin.
Yeah, I'll take care of him.
Cool.
There you go.
The milkman has come.
The milkman.
Woohoo!
How's it going, dude?
Motherfucking milkman.
Oh, it's blowing a little bit here.
Hey, dude, we're on our Cockpit coffee. Say hi.
Hi. Where is it?
It's right there.
Oh.
You rock. Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Thanks a
no
lot, dude.
worries.
Shout
Back to
out.
work
Make
on
him shout
Magnus,
out.
my boat, and then back to Wheeler Dealer and work on that.
I gotta work on my outboard.
What's wrong with
Kevin
it?
just got a
It's
new dinghy, and he's very
fucking
excited
up.
about it.
I don't know,
It's
really.
Very, very
Carburetors,
fast.
you mean, or-
Very
It
fast.
might be. Yeah, it was a. I think it's bad gas. Is
Couple
what I think.
people
I got some
told
bad
him to
gas in
slow
there.
down, and he's
Guess-
like,
yeah.
"This thing's gonna get me."
So it's fouled the spark plug, and I changed that, and I was like, I thought that was it, and then I was like, no, it's the gas. Pretty sure. But,
Yeah.
so
I feel like I
That
should
sucks.
mthe camera so
It's
people
happened to me
can.
about 5 times now since I've owned a dinghy.
yeah,
I'll show you.
it sucks.
Everybody say hi to Kevin.
What up? The milkman.
The milkman.
Yeah.
Milkman has
All
landed.
right, dude.
All right, man. I'll see you.
Have a good one.
You guys have a good day.
Bye.
Yeah.
Thank you, Kevin.
Yeah.
Oh, you got a little water in there.
Yeah. Get pumped out. Still takes off like a rocket.
You're probably gonna have to readjust that a little bit.
It was right here.
Ooh, I don't know that will fit in the fridge, so I'm just gonna make chowder with it when we're done.
There we go.
Ta-da! It was just almond. Oops, sorry, almond milk.
Oh, fuck me. There we go.
Well, that was nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he felt so badly when he drank some of the milk. He's like, I didn't realize that was yours. I'm like, dude, it's milk. Don't worry about it. Enjoy it.
Yeah.
And they're like, he's like, I'm gonna get you a new one. I'm like, it's okay. It's really okay.
It's milk.
It's milk. But so we're having corn chowder today
Cool.
because I've got potatoes that I need to cook up. Let's see. Oh yeah, Galen has bad gas. That was funny to Handy.
Yeah, I think Jesus. I've gotten accustomed to having an outboard that I can rely on and that works and starts the first pull almost every time. And now that is not here, and I'm having flashbacks to having a shitty outboard. So,
And it's really been a
and I
great
worked on it
outboard.
all morning yesterday morning, and I'm going to work on it again today. And I'm going to drain the gas, get all of it out of there. I'm gonna meant to talk to Kevin. I'm gonna have somebody go get me some gas, and I'm gonna put the new gas in there. And if it doesn't run after that, I'll call somebody, and if they can fix it for a couple $100, great. If not, throw it in the fucking trash and buying a new one.
It's been a great engine for us. It's been super reliable.
Well,
so
everything's
I'm-
great until it isn't.
I know.
And if it isn't, why? I'm done. I was saying this last night. I'm done. Like this whole thing has been like 40% maintenance the whole time, and it really should be like 15. You know, and I'm like,
when you say this whole thing, you mean this whole boat experience?
yeah, cruising life.
Oh yeah, I would.
It's like,
yeah.
and I get it. There's a lot of maintenance in buying an old boat, so I was prepared for that. But after after a certain time, I'm just kind of like, I'll play handyman like a smaller percentage now.
There are people out there who they don't do any work on their boats. Can you imagine?
I can't imagine.
Like as
oh, Bill Davis.
Oh, Bill Davis is on.
I'm glad
Hey,
to see
Bill.
you made it over.
And happy birthday to Val. Val Davis's birthday was yesterday.
I don't always start on the first pull. So exciting thing we did 2 nights ago now, Friday night, we saw the Coral Reefer Band.
For the first time.
And that was our first time ever seeing the Coral Reefer Band live. It was just as amazing as you think it would be. Super emotional.
Yeah. The beach balls didn't come out till toward the end. There were a lot more people with tissues out in the first like 45 minutes.
I mean, it wasn't all like a
no.
that like it didn't have that total vibe, but it was just kind of like
It was joyously emotional.
yeah, but it was but definitely there was a party, and it just had for the first bit of it just had a very emotional part to it.
And his daughter Savannah was there. They brought Savannah out on stage, and she addressed the crowd a little bit and went over and danced with backup singers.
Yeah, sang backups a little bit.
Yep.
Let's see. They had so Mac did sung about half, well, a little less than half the tunes.
Yeah, probably around there.
And split that pretty evenly with the new guy. What's his
Scotty
name?
Emmerich.
Scotty Emmerich, who was fantastic. So when they started the show, and I'm telling this to Bill, but he probably watched the whole thing.
I mean, I'm sure I'm sure he knows.
Oh, he's watching another big screen.
Woohoo!
We're on another big screen.
Hang on, let me preen.
So when they started the show, it was Scotty, Mac, and the percussionist was out there with a cajon, and it was just the three of them.
Very low key, very cool.
And they did like a coffee house kind of versions of I don't even remember what songs they did.
Oh gosh, isn't that awful? I can't even think.
It was less Jimmy tunes and more Jimmy adjacent tunes, and it was kind of an introduction to Scotty and who he was, as much as it was, because it showed which songs that he wrote with which, because he did a shitload of stuff with Toby Keith.
Yeah, he wrote a good chunk of Toby Keith's library, or co-wrote it with him and other people. Plus, he's written with Jimmy, he's written with Mac, written with Alan Jackson, written with a whole bunch of people. So it was kind of like Scotty Emmerich was opening, but he had Mac and the percussionist with him, and it was just very low key and chill and like you said, a nice introduction to who he was and why he was there.
Yeah,
like they introduced him as the newest member of the Coral Reefer Band, Scotty Emmerich, and then they kind of let the music through the little bit that they said in between kind of explain why he's the newest member of the Coral Reefers and why he absolutely belongs there.
And they really had to treat it like that, because if they just brought him on stage and said, "Here's a new Jimmy Buffett," or something like that, everybody would have been like, "Oh, what? No."
And it was never presented like Scotty is taking a place of Jimmy or anything like that. It was more like he's a new member of the group, and I'm singing some, and Mac is singing some, and the lead guitar player sang a couple of songs, including one that he co-wrote.
Yeah, and one that he wrote just on his own too.
Mm-hmm.
His voice and his writing style is very Paul Simon.
Yes,
it was very good.
Yeah, our friend John. We went with our friends John and Susie, and John even mentioned that it had a very Paul Simon feel.
The elder Utley was not there, but his son was on keyboard.
And he sang lead on the last song of the night.
Yeah,
actually.
Yeah, he sang.
Shoot. Is that all?
Brown Eyed Girl.
Oh yeah, Brown Eyed Girl. That's
he
right.
sang Brown Eyed Girl. They threw in all the got out of town on a boat to the Southern Island.
Southern Cross.
Southern Cross, and those tunes that Jimmy didn't write, but he enjoyed doing. So they threw all of those in
like
there
5
too.
o'clock somewhere, a bunch of those iconic things.
Yeah, it was really cool. So they're not broadcasting those on Margaritaville TV.
I kind of didn't figure they would. They might eventually.
It's a shame, because the cool thing is, I really, I don't know. It was very. I noticed it. I mean, I could talk about it for a long time, because I noticed there was just a lot. I was very.
Yeah, we'll have to jump on a call with the Davises and have a major breakdown conversation of it.
I was very involved in the listening of it, and seeing what they were doing. But one of the things that kind of made me happy is they fucked up the words a lot. And I, like on Fins,
No judgment at all. None.
on Fins, I work so, I'm like, I'm going to get it tonight. I'm going to get, because, you gotta, it's always feel,
See.
it's always feel them swimming around, feel them schooling around. And you say that in different places and, and all that stuff. And, the backup singer sang Fins.
Mm-hmm.
What's her name?
Oh, yeah. I can't think of her name, but
I can't think of her name.
The one that was from Trinidad, I think.
Yeah, she. I don't know if she's from Trinidad, but she sings that line. Lady, she has from Trinidad.
Oh, maybe not.
Yeah.
Maybe
anyways,
that's why that's second.
anyways,
Sorry.
She was singing that, and she started right off singing the wrong words, and I was like, oh God, thank God, I'm not the only one.
And that is a tricky, like you said, it's a tricky. When I first started learning those backups with you, I was like, wait, what is it? So, what's the order again? And fantastically, Mac about halfway through the show did Bubbles Up, and ooh, not a dry eye, not a dry eye in the place.
Yeah, he actually, like halfway through the second verse, he was like, he just totally, he stopped singing. They kept playing, and he's like, I'm sorry, I'm just missing my buddy here, and I totally forgot the words. And so, and the crowd started singing, and it was fantastic.
I expected it to be emotional at points. It was more emotional all the way through. But but in a very positive way.
And they weren't making it that way. No. It just was, it's just, anyways, it was a lot of fun. They, they're incredible musicians, of course. And, and seeing how they had such a massive band playing such simple chord structures and making that all happen without stepping on each other. And
yeah, we were talking about the semantics of that.
Fantastic.
From a mixing or sound engineer point, there were certain points where you had like 4 very, very similar sounding instruments in terms of tenor, but one's supposed to be a lot higher at this point, one's supposed to be a lot higher at this point, and it's a very tricky thing.
Well, it's not even that. It starts with their playing, and it's like they're it's like a lot of the times the pan player, Utley, and the horn player were all playing the same lines, but they were playing them kind of sparsely together underneath everything. And the steel was underlying their chordal pattern. So the 4 of them had this kind of symbiotic relationship almost every song. And they were always like listening for each other and kind of staying out of each other's way to lay that. They weren't even laying the chordal bed down. They were laying like the kind of that flow that kind of you feel over the whole thing. It's just fantastic. There's a reason why. Nadira Shakur. Of course, Bill would know that. Should have just asked him. Yeah, she's amazing.
Yeah,
seems like a lot of fun too.
Yeah, she did they all did a fantastic job.
Yeah. So, anyways, that's our brief synopsis on that.
Plus, it was our first time at the Hard Rock, and
the Hard Rock was cool.
You guys have to understand this is going to sound so weird, but it's absolutely true. After going on 5 years living on the boat, the vast majority of spaces that we are in are small. It's like we live in a very small space. We go to other people's small spaces and visit them, and we live outside a lot, as but to go into these buildings like the Hard Rock that are just massive, and these corridors and hallways just go on forever and ever and ever with here's another famous person's guitar and outfit, and here's another famous person's whatever, it just is, it's massive, and it was so impressive.
Yeah, it was a big building, but what was really cool, they had like an art gallery, and I kind of looked, there was like this room you could see in the back, and I looked, and I'm like, that's picture of Paul Stanley, and I'm like, something was clicking in my head. I'm like, there's a reason why I need to go see this, because I'd seen like a video on it or something, and I go in, and the whole back room was Paul Stanley's
Art.
paintings, and he painted a whole bunch of guitars, those Ibanez Iceman guitars. He like painted a whole shitload of those, and then painted pictures of them too. I mean, it was just really cool, and a lot of self-portraits, and he's really good. And he was actually there just a couple weeks prior to putting on like a little paint clinic that you pay like $20,000 because it's Kiss, you know.
And apparently, if you slap down $50,000 toward one of his art pieces, which you definitely could spend that much money, he will actually come and meet you in person. And there's this whole thing.
Yeah, so it was, yeah, that was really cool to see. And then they have like, the Hard Rock has like, you know, these display cases with guitars and memorabilia and stuff and outfits. And it's like, there's probably like a third of them are like interesting and legit. And the others were just like, somebody signed a guitar. You know what I mean? It's like, there was one that said Jimmy Page, and I was like, oh, cool. And I look up, it's a Stratocaster. I'm like, that ain't Jimmy. Jimmy never played a Stratocaster. Not that he never did, but he, yeah, of any notoriety. I mean, if it was a Les Paul, yeah, or if it was his Dan Electro, I would have gone fucking nuts. But yeah, so it was a lot of things like that where, you know, some, you know, radio station jock came up and, you know, during things and, can you sign that? And they auctioned it off or something.
Yeah.
So it wasn't, but some of the stuff was actually legit.
Like Tom Petty.
Yeah. Yeah. It was really cool. And they did have somebody's, I forgot, where was that Dan Electro from?
Oh gosh.
Oh, Katy Perry's guitar player.
Yep.
Used that. So that was really cool. Anyway,
they had like one of her dresses up there and stuff. It was just really cool. And
yeah, I kind of got a little lost. Yeah.
Yeah, we got turned around a few times, but that's no big deal. We got there. Luckily, we had left really early. We had a lot of traffic on the way down.
Oh yeah, it was. Yeah, it took us 3 hours to get down there, an hour and a half to get back.
But we made it.
But it's super efficient. You know, you go there, you hit the parking area. They've got attendants telling you, got the little sticks saying go that way, and you just keep winding your way up until you find a parking space and hit it. And then, you know, you go. Don't do what we did on the way out. I don't know what the hell we did. We ended up on the street somewhere. But you can actually just go down to the end and take an elevator down. Corey did that.
Well, it's because you saw the stairs sign. You're like, hey, the stairs right there. We're on the 6th floor. Oh, well. So like, we went down and then we wound up on the street. And we're like, I don't think this is where we're supposed to be.
Well, we should have taken, yeah. We should have taken a left, and they also should have a walkway from the stairs to the, they didn't even have a way to walk in the parking garage. It was weird.
Yeah, there really should be like a sign saying this way to the concert venue or something.
Yeah, like aside from that, we should just follow the friggin' flowery shirts.
We found a very nice security person that directed us.
Yeah.
It was a little extra adventure, that's all.
Yeah, like the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, yeah, kind of like a satellite, you know, little outpost.
Yeah, because the actual venue is the Hollywood Hard Rock Live is the actual name of the venue itself. And it's got like the gigantic guitar outside that towers over the building. Yeah,
the whole building, the whole hotel is a guitar. It's like a single cutaway, like a Les Paul guitar. It's cool as shit.
You can see it as you're going down the highway, getting closer. It's like, ooh, there's the guitar.
Yeah, so there's no missing it. That's for sure. But yeah, a lot of fun. Are all the Hard Rocks like that? We've been to the Hard Rock in Vegas.
Yep, I think those are the only two I've been to.
Well, I think there's one in Boston.
I was going to say there's one in Boston, but I've never been there. I really haven't spent much time in Boston for the last 30 years of my life. Most of my Boston time was like well before I was 30.
Are they all casinos?
I don't know. It was the first time we'd been in a casino in a long time, too.
Yeah, we haven't been in casinos.
We used to love going to casinos. We were never big gamblers, but we'd go in like with a set amount of money and be like, you know, when this 200 is gone, we're done. You know,
well, there's always a whole bunch of interesting things that surround casinos that we kind of were into. You know, a lot of like games and rides and shops and interesting entertainment. There's always good entertainment.
Yep.
And they had some local bands playing there too.
Oh yeah. We had thought about spending the night in the hotel, but the cheapest price, and not that weekend, that we found was like $350 a night. That weekend they were going for over 500.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, we just walked across the street and they were 120.
Yeah.
So.
But our friends that went with us play in a bagpipe band. Susie plays bodhrán, the drum, and
no, she plays a tenor.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought
tenor marching group.
Oh, my bad. Sorry. She does play the bodhrán though, but not in that group. And John plays bagpipe, and they had gigs the day after that, so we had to come back. And that was fine, because we didn't really need to spend that money anyway.
No. Well, I mean, I would have, just to stay the night down there.
Yeah, but it was fine.
Yeah.
And we still got home I think we were home by like 1:30 in the morning.
Yeah, that's when I had to row home because the fucking outboard died.
Yeah, so
in case you didn't hear that, our outboard is, I think we talked about it. Yeah, I expanded on it.
We did, but I think the Hambies were the only ones on when you were talking about it. We're having some outboard issues, and unfortunately it started to become an issue the day of the concert. So we made it in, and then on the way back we had to row, or you had to row.
Yeah. Yeah. Dealing with that. If I can find an electric one for cheap, I'll buy an electric one. If I can't get that one started.
That's a tough decision. We've had that conversation several times, and it's like there's pros and cons to having the gas engine versus the electric, and vice versa. You know, it kind of depends on how you're going to use it. I think if we're not down around the islands and trying to make up a lot of ground in a short period of time, we'll be happier with a gas engine. But
we're not going to make up a lot of ground in a short period of time in a Portland Pudgy.
Yeah, well,
I mean, we're going to go, 4.5 knots at most. It's like we can do that in a nice noiseless, electric motor, or that, fucking buzzsaw there. It's not a bad engine, but
you need to stop bad-mouthing Sam. You need Sam to work today.
Yeah.
Sam's a good girl. She's been good.
She's not being good now.
Well, we all have our moments.
Yeah, it's like, what have you done for me lately? Well, you made me row all the way back here. That's what you did.
Sam's very, very
Bill
reliable.
says good exercise. Valerie's on.
Oh, hey, Val.
Other Valerie Beers.
Both Vals. Yeah, so if you were on earlier and you saw our friend Kevin dropping off almond milk to me. So our dinghy was already named Kevin by the previous owner. We kept the name for various reasons. But then when we got back, we're like, well, our good friends Sam and Kevin are right here with us, and we just adore them. And so we named the motor Sam. So we have Sam and Kevin as our dinghy.
Plus,
and our motor.
Suzuki Samurai.
It just fit.
Kind of fit.
Yep. Yep. And they're funny when we're down by the dinghy dock. Sam will be like, "Hi, Sam and Kevin, how you doing?" We got a little power cat that came in and anchored next to us. They're just hanging out.
Yeah, fishing.
Yep. They came over next to us at one point, and he was doing like figure eights and just digging his engines, digging his outboards into, like, when somebody goes really, really fast, but they're not going anywhere yet. And it's just like, oof. Oof. I'm like, dude, what are you doing?
Yeah.
It's burning money.
Yeah, I don't understand. Like, people like, I really don't get, I see some people trying to maneuver on boats like that, and they just like, they fucking pin the engine and then bring it back, and pin the engine and bring it back. It's like, that's yeah, it's really not a good practice.
You see people on dinghies do that too, where there's just two speeds. There's wide open and nothing. Just like turn my engine on, whee, and it's like, well, I mean, you can.
Yeah, it doesn't make any sense because you're not going, especially in those situations. Like remember that guy that was over here? Holy shit! Yeah, he was trying to get into one of those slips, and he just he would go towards it. You just like barrel towards the friggin' dock and then slam it in reverse, and it's like you got other speeds on that boat, man. You just Jesus, chill out.
Ooh. Could I have some more coffee, please?
Yep.
Thank you. Yeah, we had friends asking us about asking me. You weren't there at the moment. Asking about our power consumption right now, and if we're finally at the point where in the wintertime it's harder to have enough energy sometimes if we don't have really great weather and good sunny days because the sun is lower in the sky. But we're kind of at the point now where it's definitely not an issue.
Oh God, no.
As long as we have a partly sunny day, I can pretty much do anything.
No, it stopped. I mean, we started getting like 2 or 3 weeks ago. We started getting full batteries in the morning.
Yep, you can hear it because the brake goes on the wind generator, and all of a sudden the whirling sound, which isn't that loud, but you can hear it, and all of a sudden it just stops, but it's still just as windy. And we're like, oh, yep, batteries are full. Woohoo! I'm making bread.
I thought I had my glasses.
They're up here behind you.
Oh, there they are. My other glasses.
Peter Mayer. Oh yeah, that's the guitar player, right? I think that is.
Yeah.
Yep,
Peter Mayer.
Yep, he was. Yeah,
Fantastic.
he did a great job. He singing. I mean, he was really good.
Yeah, like I said, he sounds a lot like Paul Simon. You mentioned that.
Yep.
But I think his song style is his songs actually sound like Paul's like. Remember when he came back? He did that like massive album after he came back from Africa.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
He did Diamonds in the Soles of His Shoes and all of those songs. Yeah, the song that Peter played that was his had that kind of fun,
that kind of feel
vibe to it. It was really good.
Yep. Yeah, everybody was fantastic.
And he did a Dead tune too.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
I don't know which one. I don't know. God, I should be into the Dead more because the jam band aspect of it and the hippie aspect of it. I really should be into the Dead more. And I just cannot get into the Dead.
We have so many good friends that are major fans too, and went to tons of concerts, and now they go to a lot of the other kind of concerts, and it's just like, yeah.
I don't dislike them.
No, but honestly, I would have a hard time naming more than 3 songs, and their library is massive. There've been some other stuff like that though that we kind of along the way are like, why haven't we been into them? Let's do a deep dive, and then suddenly we become major fans.
I've done the diving.
On the Dead?
Yeah, I just can't. I don't know why. I have nothing against them.
No.
It's just
Definitely not
my thing, I guess.
So if you hadn't heard earlier in previous Cockpit Coffees, I think most of the folks on have heard Galen actually is the proud owner of 2 new guitars now. And he's got one of them right now.
Minnie Pearl.
Oh, did you name her?
Yeah, she already kind of had a name.
Minnie Pearl. I love it.
Because she was hanging up on the where I hang her up, and she had your dad's hat on top of her, and she still had. They never took the price tag off it from the store.
Oh my God!
And the price tag was hanging out from the hat, and I'm like, oh, okay.
I love that story. Oh my God, I love that. Mini.
and just mini. So
And she's a small guitar.
oh, that just makes sense.
Oh yeah. Howdy. No one's gonna get that reference, but whatever. Maybe a couple of you are old enough.
Oh yeah, people. Yeah, you all know. You all know Hee Haw, Minnie Pearl.
Ha ha ha. Yeah, so we had walked into Guitar Center, and this Minnie was hanging on the wall, and she was sitting there. She was sitting there on a special stand in the center of the room, and he realized it was the exact same guitar that he uses for gigs, except a different finish, and it was a ridiculously low price. And he said, "Well, I could pick that up and then take that up or send that up to Maine, and then I've got the same guitar up there when I go up to do gigs." And the more he plays it, I think are you starting to kind of actually like that one better?
Yeah, well, I don't know if I like it better, but I think I'm going to keep this one on the boat.
And then he's got the electric that he just bought that we'll have to do a special intro to at some point. You rocking some Love Boat there? Oh, Bill says that Pete Mayer has an album of Beatles covers.
Oh wow! Oh, that makes sense.
Yep. And you're right, Bill. It does fit. The guitar just fits perfectly. Not so much in the boat with all the other gear, but yes. And Val says that she runs hot. Yeah, especially with it's definitely warming up down here. You can feel the season changing. Where we've had I don't know, 6 or 7 nice 80+ degree days.
It's not that it's that we're having more 80-degree days in a row. It's like we'll have 80 degrees in the winter here. But.
Oh yeah, but then it'll go down to 65 for 5 days. And we have nothing to complain about. We really only had maybe we had about a week and a half of colder weather down here, like weather where it didn't get much above the 50s during the daytime, and then the rest of it has been mostly upper 60s and 70s.
Yeah,
I have no complaints. That week you were gone was probably the coldest week we had.
Yeah. Yeah, that sucked.
And you got to be colder.
It sucked for a whole bunch of reasons.
Yeah. And I know you guys have had some massive storms up in North Carolina, and of course all across. There's this awful weather pattern that's going through right now. Oh, I think my mother's on. My mother is on. Hey there. We're excited to have middle 50s. Well, in Maine, that makes sense in March. March is so weird. March can be really nice, or March can be hellacious.
I never enjoyed March.
Val says that Jerry Garcia's solo album actually has a Blues Valerie song. Ooh. Is that like, that isn't the Amy Winehouse Valerie? Valerie?
No, probably, yeah, probably.
Probably not. Yeah, it must
Elvis
be.
Costello.
Well, could be. Ooh.
I might be wrong. I don't know. Like I said, I'm not a big Dead person.
So, Mom, if you didn't hear, this is Galen's one of Galen's 2 new guitars, and he's named it Minnie Pearl.
Yeah.
I love that.
So what else is going on? What are you guys doing? You guys got projects, shit going on? Oh, they're out on that boat that sunk.
Oh.
So they did refloat that boat. I don't know if we talked about that. I don't know how they did it, man. We were gone. We were at the Ren Fair, I think. We came back and it was up floating again, but that thing was full underwater when we left. So they must have had some pros come out here and help them out.
Oh, yeah. Did that boat move on purpose, or did he drag over there?
Oh, no, he moved.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I'm like, wait, he was a lot closer to us.
Yeah.
I like the little gold touches. So this week I've got some woodwork that I got to do. You're going to work on the engine a little bit.
Yeah. Kind of avoiding that right now. Cockpit coffee is my excuse to not work on that engine.
Uh-huh.
And I see what you're talking about. You said so I have this board that I put the engine on when I mount the engine on when we have the dinghy up. And yeah, it's weirdly come, this like 2 boards I've had screwed together, and all the screws have like come out.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even understand that. Unless water's gotten in there and rotted.
I don't know. Did you try screwing them back in?
Well, I mean, I can just push it in. The screws go in, so I'll turn them and it won't do anything.
Yep.
So I'm like, what the hell?
The only thing I can think is somehow when we pulled it off or put it on at some point, it put so much pressure on it, it stripped those screws a little bit.
That would have splintered the shit out of it.
It's a piece of teak wood, isn't it?
It's teak, yeah.
Yeah, that shouldn't have rotted out. It doesn't look rotted out.
I've never seen teak act like that before. So I'm going to have to pull all those screws out and place them in different places, or put bigger screws in where those are.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so not quite sure what the hell happened there. That's weird.
Get some bad voodoo going on in that part of the operation.
Yeah. Not happy with it.
No more bad voodoo.
Yeah, so I'm going to, I don't know what I'm going to do. Or I might just we have enough starboard. I could remake that out of starboard.
Then you'd never have to touch it again.
Supposedly, but I didn't think I'd have to touch that again.
Starboard is tough stuff. It's like plastic, but it's way tougher.
The thing is, there's no force on that. That holds there's no bearing on that particular piece of wood. It's not load. I mean, it's load bearing, but it's not in that way, in that direction.
The only thing that I could think of is because you got the mount things that come down kind of like a claw, and if when I was lifting it up over, if I get like one of those tines in between,
there's no way you could have ripped that out.
Okay. Then I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, if anything, those clamps hold that together all the time. When the thing it does the actual opposite of what you. Makes no sense to me. I don't know, man. It is what it is.
I have no explanation. Bill said, "Did you scrap your trip to the?" Oh, I think he means islands.
We have no idea what we're doing, honestly, Bill.
Is that Christina?
No, that is Hamby's.
Oh, okay, cool.
Yeah, we don't have a clue. The hell was that?
I have no idea.
Sounded like somebody blowing a party.
Yep, that is exactly what it sounded like.
The fuck? Puss?
What? It's an air horn. Somebody's doing an air horn. I don't know why.
That's an awful weak air horn. Wow. Anyways. Islands. Not sure. Really depends on what the hell we're doing, how we're getting up to Maine. We don't even know.
So we have not talked about that on Cockpit Coffee.
We did? Oh, we had?
I don't believe we did. Let's go on the assumption that we didn't, because I don't I don't believe we've actually announced what we're doing. I think this was the week that I reached out to.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, we're going up to going up to Maine, kicking and screaming. I've got I took on a job at the Penobscot Theater. One last one. I think this is my. I gotta call it at some point. I think this is my last. This is my last job in the foreseeable future at the Penobscot Theater. Be doing Rocky Horror Show. Be playing in the pit.
Be really fun.
Playing bass for that. So yeah, and so that's a commitment. It's a time commitment.
It's a five weeks of shows and a couple weeks of rehearsals.
5, yeah. It's like I got to be up there like the end of May and last week in May, and I'll be done that show in mid-June, and then we're gonna
mid-July,
and then hopefully doing at least a weekend's worth of shows up in Canada. Not sure how that's working out. But we kind of want to have a little tour of Halifax, Dartmouth area, if they'll let us in.
it may not work out because of politics. Well, I don't want to go there right now, but it might be harder for us to do something over the border in a few months. But worst case scenario, we'll probably do a limited tour up in Maine as sail bums, at the end there, just because I can stack up a bunch of stuff up there.
I guess. I mean, at that point, I'd just rather come home. Yeah. And do gigs down here. But
but people up there want to see us.
Oh yeah, we'll do we always do like 1 or 2 shows. We'll do 1 or 2 shows. But yeah, so yeah, we're going up to Maine for the summer. We don't know what we're doing. We might put the boat on the hard down here at Indiantown. We've been even looking at toying with the idea of getting a small RV. But if we do that, we're probably just going to rent a car and go up. Thing is, pickles is the weird factor in here, and getting pickles up there because we can't leave them anymore.
It's all your fault, Pickles.
And if not, then we're gonna go up to North Carolina, and our lovely friend said we could let our boat hang out on a slip up there.
And we get to see all of our friends up there.
Yeah. Does he know we are taking pickles?
I did warn Mike that he could not keep pickles for the entire time that we were gone. I'm sure he was disappointed, but but yeah, well, Pickles is you got to give him medicine twice a day. He's doing fine, but he's an older cat and he's got some health stuff, so we got to keep an eye on him pretty closely, and that's too long for us to leave him.
Or we might just keep going and take the boat up there.
So those are the 3 options. Put it on the hard in Indiantown. There was also friends of ours gave us the option of a much cheaper than Indiantown going up to New Bern. There's a boat yard up there that's a lot cheaper. But if we're going to go all the way to North Carolina, we might as well just go to Mike's Slip.
Yeah.
And then the other option is taking the boat all the way to Maine and staying on the boat, for the summer up there. Every single one of those has advantages and disadvantages to it in terms of how easy things would be, wear and tear on the boat, wear and tear on us, you name it. So we're trying to work through that, and we're not in a hurry to make that decision. But if we are taking the boat to Maine, obviously we need to get moving in that direction within a few weeks. So,
and that's going to be a burn. We're not gonna dick around if we do that. We're making, I'm not going to just set sail here and end up in the Penobscot Bay, but
no. But we'll do 2 or 3 long legs.
We'll do 3 long legs, 1 short one. So when I say long legs, it's only like 3 or 4 days. And
then rest for a couple days and then do another leg.
It's just because the weather window's not going to stay open all that time. If it does, I'll just keep going. But yeah, so like from here to North Carolina, North Carolina to Norfolk, uh, Norfolk to Great Salt Pond,
I was going to say not Cape May.
Great Salt Pond,
Block Island.
Block Island.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh, we get to stop at Block Island. That'd be fun.
Block Island to Maine. But that's not going to work out either, because unless we go around the Cape, because we have to, yeah, you have to time the canal if you want to go through the canal. So there's that whole thing. There's lots of things that you don't think of that pop up like that add an extra day or two here and there, and it just turns into this big pain in the ass. And then I'm thinking it's like, oh yeah, sailing, then we'd be up in our, in New England waters, and it's like, you gotta remember, sailing in the summertime in New England sucks.
I mean,
it's just, there's lobster pots everywhere. I feel so negative today, but
I was going to say, I'm going to get you a Debbie
Yeah,
t-shirt
I
here
know.
in a minute.
I know I shouldn't be.
Wah, wah.
But no, I'm just thinking of all the, the motor's got me in a bad mood. That's what it is.
We'll work you out of it. But there's also
Help if I could drink more.
there's also awesome stuff. I mean, we're going to get extra time with our family. We're going to get to see our friends. He's got a job at a professional theater with pretty much the entire cast and pit are all good friends of ours. He's going to have a blast.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So I mean, it's all positive, and it's just a case of figuring out: do we want to spend the money on the boat yard to just leave the boat here and just go right straight up, or do we want to do the leg to either go to North Carolina or go all the way to Maine with the boat? So we just need to figure that out, and probably need to make a decision in the next 2 weeks for many reasons, including that our friends in North Carolina need to know our plans. Yeah. And I'm looking forward to it. And at the same time, there's a lot of headache involved with it. There's prepping the boat to be left either on the hard or on water. Sealing up this boat in such a way that we're not going to get a bug infestation, getting rid of all the foodstuffs on board, battening everything down so that if a big storm does come through, no matter where the boat is, the boat's okay. There's a lot to think about and a lot to prep, but it's all going to lead to a really cool experience for you, time with family, time with friends, and change of scenery for a little bit. So that's all good.
Yep.
That was a happy little tune you were playing there.
Yes.
Yes. So it is St. Patrick's Day tomorrow. Anything you want to do?
Well, anything you want to do. Jesus Christ, you sound like a bad fucking talk show from the 70s. Anything you'd like to do now? It's like you had talked about doing Irish songs.
I did.
Jeez, let's do them. You want to do yours?
And why don't you got two, so why don't you do one of yours first?
I guess they're both in C. My voice still isn't back, so there's that. I don't even know if you can hear the guitar through these mics, but
Can you guys hear the guitar? If not, we won't bother because I want to make sure you can hear everything. Can you all hear the guitar? Nobody's answering, so probably nobody's watching anymore, so it doesn't matter. Oh, Valerie. Valerie can hear the guitar.
all right. In the county of Limerick, one cold winter's night, the turf fires were burning when I first saw the light, and a drunken old midwife went tipsy with joy as she danced round the floor with a slip of a boy, singing Banya Namo and some gold now, it's the juice of the barley for me. So Banya Namo and Sumganya is Gaelic for the cow's milk is for the calf. And it's the juice of the barley for me. When I was a youngster of 8 years or so, when me turf and me prime at school I did go to a dirty old schoolhouse without any door, where lay the schoolmaster blind drunk on the floor, singing Banya no bon Songona, the juice of the barley for me. At the learning I wasn't such a genius, I'm thinking, but I soon beat the master entirely at drinking. Not a wake nor a wedding for 5 miles around, but myself in the corner, blind drunk could be found, singing Banya no bon Songona, the juice of the barley for me. One day the priest called me out from the altar, said you wind up your days with your neck in a halter, and you'll dance a fine jig between heaven and hell. And his words, they did frighten me, the truth for to tell, singing Banya no bon Songona, the juice of the barley for me. Very next morning when I did awake, went down to the vestry, the vows for to take. And there in the corner sat the priest in a bunch, round a big roaring fire, drinking tumblers of punch, singing Banya no bon Songona, the juice of the barley for me. From that day to this I have traveled alone. I'm the jack of all trades and the master of none. The sky for me roof and the earth for me floor. I spend all me days drinking whiskey galore, singing Banya no bon Songona, juice of the barley for me, singing Banya no bon Songona. It's the juice of the barley for me.
Hey.
Or something like that. My voice is friggin' toast. It's been this way for 3
It's
weeks
taken us
now.
a long time
God.
to get back. Yesterday was the first day that I sang since we've been sick, and it was okay. All right.
I need to sing like more during the day, like for hours,
Blow everything out.
and just blow everything out.
Yep.
That's what it is. It's just like phlegm that's like stuck there, and it's just not getting. Yeah.
Mike says that I didn't tell him about pickles, but I did. I know I did.
He was in
He's
denial.
denying it. He's like, no, you didn't. And Bill said, Mike will take care of pickles and he'll take us to the airport. We don't know if we dare to take pickles on a plane. I think we might drive for 2 reasons. Number one, for pickles. 3 reasons. Number one, for pickles. Number 2, because flying right now, a little scary. And number 3, because we might have some gear we want to take up with us.
Yeah.
Like my
Well, this or its twin.
yeah, and my ukulele bass and things like that, to have that up there. So it might actually be not much of a difference in price and a lot easier if we just drive up in a rental.
Yeah.
So we're kind of leaning that direction. You can take me to the rental place though.
It's like 16 hours from Wilmington to
Yeah.
drive.
I was telling Galen he could go ahead and I could stay on the boat for a few more weeks and then come up. And he's like, you're going to drive all that way with pickles by yourself? I'm like, it's 16 hours. I'm like, I've done a 13-hour drive all by myself before. It's not that you can't
drive. It's having the cat with.
It does complicate.
That's the yeah. It's like, we all know you can drive for 16 hours. It's like, it's not that hard. You sit there and the car goes. It's the cat next to you going.
We're gonna have that whether it's me or us. Either way,
yeah,
we're gonna have to get a sedative.
One of us can manage him while the other one.
He does not car well. My previous cat, Lorena, loved car rides. She just absolutely loved it. She'd get right up on the dash of the car, just the best thing ever. But I started taking her early in the car. Pickles will just sit there and like hours. He would just do that. So yeah, we'll have to see the vet and do some preventative. Sorry, buddy, we're gonna knock you out. Valerie says she would hate that drive. Bill's going to Celtic Monkey tomorrow. That's cool.
Oh, nice.
And Mike says he would be brought to the house and catnapped. If we do go up and not take the boat, we'll be staying at my mother's. And the cat is used to staying there. We stayed there for several months right before we left on the boat initially, after we had sold our house. So the cat will be fine in that space. Be like, oh yeah, I know this place. I know where my box is. I'm good.
Yep.
And do you mind?
Hold on. Is that Kevin? I'm gonna flag him down.
You're gonna flag down Flanagan? Flag and Flanagan. That's a good Irish name Kevin has. Oh, uh-oh. Oh.
If it tips the other way, it'll come back. We'll tip the
boat. So
tip the boat. Tip the boat.
Tip the boat. It's not happening. Had a big gust of wind, and all of a sudden everything went whoop.
What's he doing? Can't get his engine going?
Oh God, I hope not.
I mean, I hope he can.
I mean, I hope that's not what's happening. He's probably just sitting there on his phone, sitting on his dinghy, drifting around.
I'll give him a minute. I want him to buy some gas for us.
Oh, do we have an empty vessel? Cool. Well,
come on, Kevin. Shoulda get off the pot. That's a saying what parents used to say all the time.
Oh yeah.
Shoulda get off the pot.
Yep. Oh, he's watching. I think is the big sailboat. The big sailboat's moving.
No, it's
just swimming
sailing
around.
at anchor. Yeah.
It's swimming around a lot. Jeez, I wondered if that's what he was.
That boat looks so much bigger than it actually is. It's only a 44-foot boat.
Yeah. Yeah, it looks more like a 54 from here.
So where's the guy from that's on it?
Turkey. Yep. Turkey. We've had a few Turkish sailors.
Yeah.
Probably more than from a lot of other countries, actually.
And yeah, I went to a party and there was a Turkish guy there.
Yeah. We have friends that are Turkish. Police is Turkish. His family. Police.
Oh, I didn't know.
His family all lives in Turkey.
There he comes.
Hold that thought while we flag down Flanagan.
I'm gonna try to flag the Flanagan.
Yeah, to catch people when they boat.
Hey man, could you do me a favor? If I give you a tank, could you put some clean gas in it?
Yeah.
Cool.
I don't know what I'm doing. It's like hold music. I used to be so intimidated by stringed instruments, and now that I'm playing have no idea how to play guitar. But now I'm like, well, I can make something happen. Hi.
Howdy ho.
There you go, bud. Thank you. Just when you come back. I'm not in a hurry.
I'm gonna find the hose really quick.
Yeah, whatever.
I'm bringing some wood out there. I'll bring it then.
Anytime. Anytime. Thanks, man.
He's judging me.
Cool. Guess I'm going. That sounds like a David Gilmour.
Bill said, I'm glad it wasn't me that tipped. Yeah, that's the thing about being on a boat. At any point in time, somebody can just drive by your boat and all of a sudden you're like, hopefully we don't get thrown around and injured more. I always have some bruise. I have one right on my sternum right now where I like slammed into the corner or something. Just like, I've always got some bruise on me somewhere.
You want to do one?
Yeah. Though the night be darkest dungeon, not a star to be seen above, I will be guided without stumble into the arms of me one true love. I went up to her bedroom window, kneeling gently upon the stone. I rapped upon her bedroom window, darling dear, do you lie alone? For I'm a rover, seldom sober, I'm a rover of high degree. And when I'm drinking, I'm always thinking how to gain my love's company. Ooh. She raised her head up above her pillow, raised her arms up above her breast, saying, who's at my bedroom window, disturbing me at long night's rest? It's only me, my one true lover. Open the door and please let me in, for I have come on a long night's journey. I am near soaked to the skin, for I'm a rover, seldom sober. I'm a rover of high degree. And when I'm drinking, I'm always thinking how to gain my love's company. Ooh, ooh, ooh. She opened the door with the greatest pleasure, opened the door and she let me in, and we both shook hands, embraced each other, till the morning we lay as one. Well now, my love, I must go and leave you, though the mountains be high above. I will be guided without a stumble, back to the arms of my one true love. For I'm a rover, seldom sober, I'm a rover of high degree. And when I'm drinking, I'm always thinking how to gain my love's company. The alternative ending, another chorus. I'm a rover, seldom sober, I'm a rover of high degree. And when I'm drinking, I'm always thinking how to gain my love's company. Woohoo! I'm guessing a few of you know that one. If you used to watch that.
I don't know. That's it's popular for us. But you know, it's,
we've been into Irish.
It doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't seem like that's like a. When I go see other Irish bands, I've only heard like one or two do that song. Yeah, and I think that might be. I know the Dubliners did it, and the Clancy Brothers. I'm not sure if it's one of theirs. I'm not sure if it's one of theirs or if it's a. Or if that's actually a street ballad.
We'll have to look up the origins.
Yeah.
So Kevin's getting you gas. You all set up?
Yeah, it's getting us gas.
Did you give him money?
No, I will, but yeah, I just told him to give me. I don't need a lot. If he wants to fill it, I'll pay. I'll gladly pay whatever.
Okay.
Yeah. The reason why that's empty is somebody gave me $20 for the last gallon that was in there.
Oh, that's right.
couple of old guys. They flagged me down. They're going by and they flagged me down. They're like, "Hey," I'm like, "Where are we?" I'm like, "You've got to be shitting me." I'm like, "Well, you're in Kitchen Cove. What's going on?" Oh, because we're trying to get back to the boat launch on Floresta Avenue. I'm like, well, I don't know. I didn't know there was a boat launch on Floresta Avenue, but that's not here. So I'm like, did you come down? You came down the river to get here, the St. Lucie River? And he's like, yeah. I'm like, and I told him how to get back out to the St. Lucie River, which wasn't that hard. And he's like, "You got some gas you could sell us?" I'm like, "Yeah, I'll give you some gas, man, if you're running low on gas." And I'm like, "There's a marina right there too." And he's like, and they were totally flummoxed by that concept. And so I was like, "Oh, here's some gas." And the guy insisted on giving me like $20. I'm like, "You don't need to give me money for like, it's only like a gallon or a gallon and a half in there." He goes, "I took it all," and it's like, you can't get back. I'm like, "I'll give back. Don't worry about me getting back. It's fine."
It was very cute.
And yeah, he gave me $20, and they took off, mostly without incident. And yeah, I never heard from him again, so I hope they're okay. But yeah,
I think I heard them before you did. I was down below, and I heard him yell, "Hello," and I heard you go, "Hey," and then he goes, "We need help." And then I didn't hear anything else for like 30 seconds, and I assumed that you were like calling them over and stuff. And then I hear him again, "We need help," and I'm like, by that point you'd figured out that they needed help.
well, no, I called them right over.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it just took them a while to get there. Yeah,
they were struggling. They were on the struggle bus.
I've been voting for, I'm 80 years old. I've been voting for 60 years. I'm like, and it never occurred to you to bring a chart? I'm like, that's an extra thing of gas, but hey, no, that's fine. Throw me your line. Well, I can't. It's tangled up in fishing wire.
I'm like, oh my God.
Like, okay. Like, you guys are a hot mess. Holy shit.
Poor little dudes. Hopefully they got home. We didn't see any news reports, so.
I get it. If they're, a couple of old timers and they're not used to carrying,
navigation
GPS apps on their phone, which are, free. But hey, they're just used to, hey, back in the day, we'd go out on the boat and we'd come back. And it's like, back in the day, maybe things were working a little better up there. And you know what I mean? It's kind of like,
well, and if you haven't been,
you got to know the limitations, man.
And we know, if you haven't been out for a while, but you're like, oh no, I know that area really well, but things look different 10 years later. Different things are built up, different docks are there, and it's like, oh, this doesn't look.
Oh yeah, if they haven't been out in a while, I can totally understand. I mean, Christ, since we've been here, they put in 2 new dock systems up there.
Oh, just the other day, I was like, is there another boat anchored?
Yeah, because you were wondering
lights, and you're like, no, that's that new docks they put in. I'm like, oh.
You were wondering what all the lights were up there. It was like, somebody new anchor. No, there's a docks they just put in. I'm
also very blind at night, so I'm like, wait, so that's just glowing.
But Christ, I don't even go out on a canoe without an app. To tell me, honestly, and people I remember Jenny making fun of me when I was on her little pond there on the canoe, and I had the GPS with me, and she's like, "You need a GPS to this place?" And I'm like, "I don't know this place. Like, I could turn the pond. I could turn around I could turn the corner. It wasn't wide open, but I could turn the corner and not know what cove. You know what I mean?
That's true. Yeah,
it's like,
you're right.
I'm not going to paddle around for 2 hours trying to figure out where the hell I am.
And she's probably like, it's Hopkins Pond. It's like 2 miles across.
And
it's gonna be okay.
You know how much it cost me to bring that GPS? Absolutely fucking nothing to keep that GPS. That was before smartphones too.
Oh gosh, you had the little the little device.
The one that
Oh,
got
wow.
us, the one that got us up from Boston.
Oh my
our
gosh,
first
I
trip there.
forgot about that. That little blue one.
Yeah.
That's what we used for navigation, bringing our very first boat up from Boston. Wow. Just that little handheld thing. That's all we had. Back then, they were pretty primitive. This would have been like, I don't know, 2003-ish?
I don't know.
2004?
When did we?
We got our first boat after we'd been together for a couple, 3 years. We got together in 2001.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably around. Yeah. 2005.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Wow. Wyvern, our very first boat. Well, we've got a few other people that have joined. Jump on and give us a quick comment if you're on so we can see who's actually on, because it doesn't actually show us unless you comment. And if you haven't already, please make sure that you hit subscribe and like and that little bell on our account so that you'll get notified the next time that we go live.
Yeah.
Because we're trying to boost those numbers up a little bit.
And it's not going to bug you, man, because you hit that bell. I mean, pretty much we don't like put out like shitload of videos, and we're not here to like make money off YouTube or something. So we're not like, you know, doing tons of like propaganda videos where we're trying to, you know, get ad sales and shit like that. We're pretty much doing our lives and
you might get
an occasional video.
You might get 1 or 2 notifications a week.
So, I mean, hit the bell. You can always unhit it later on.
Hit the bell, man.
Just hit the bell so you hear us come on.
But that allows us to have more people on our lives. YouTube will like basically let us have 25 people on, plus however many subscribers we have.
So definitely subscribe, even if you don't hit the bell. Hit subscribe.
All right, you got one more fun before we?
No, I wasn't going to.
You're not. Oh, okay, you don't know. You
My voice is pretty toast.
You don't have to.
But,
you can just noodle.
Yeah.
Hey, man, that's the first time we've sung since we got sick, and we were down for a good week, if not more. So that was good. Blow the carbon out.
Well, no, I mean, I sung last night in the Cockpit.
Well, true, but not in front of people.
Working on that Eric Stone tune.
Oh, that's right. You ain't better ground than you ain't been around.
You know that one, Bill?
That's a great trop rock song.
It only starts out like a pencil thin mustache, almost. Yeah.
Which they did the other night in the concert.
Yeah, I can't remember pencil thin mustache. Movies in old black and white. Happy endings where nobody fights. If you find yourself in that nostalgic rage, honey, step right up and show your age. I wish I had a pencil thin mustache, the Boston blackie kind, a two-tone Ricky Ricardo jacket, and an autographed picture of Andy Devine. I remember being buck-toothed and skinny and writing fan letters to skies knee spinning. If I had a pencil-thin mustache, and I could solve some mysteries too. And it's cropped up, and it's Bandstand Disneyland, Bandstand Disneyland. Growing up fast, drinking on a fake ID. Rhymer of the jungle was everyone's for one. Only jazz musicians were smoking marijuana. I wish I had a pencil-thin mustache, and I could solve some mysteries too. And pencil-thin mustache. And now it's cropped up, dirty Bob, copping a peel, grubbing on the living room floor, so sore. They send you off to college, try to gain a little knowledge. All you want to do is learn how to score. And now I'm getting old, I don't wear underwear. I don't go to church and I don't cut my hair. And I can go to movies and see it all there, the way that it used to be. I wish I had a pencil thin mustache, the Boston Blackie kind. A two-tone Ricky Ricardo jacket and an autographed picture of Andy Devine. I could be anyone who I wanted to be, maybe Suave Earl Flynn, all the shake I've ever been. If only I had a pencil thin mustache, and I could do some cruising too. Real cream, a little dabble do you, oh, I could do some cruising too. So I guess I am going to play another song.
I guess you're gonna do another song.
But you can't start Pencil Thin Mustache and not. It's kind of like when Cartman sings, "Come sail away, come sail, come sail with me, you guys."
Ooh. The comments went away, and I don't know how to get them back.
Oh, we gotta get going anyways. Gotta get going.
Hadn't seen any comments for a while, so I was trying to refresh.
Yeah. There we go.
Oh, tease him. Exquisite Clutter. That's Christina, isn't it?
Yeah, that is
Yep.
Christina.
She is on. Hey,
Hey,
Christina. Thank you for earlier this week. She says it's a lovely tune. Val just keeps sending this is great music for, and whatever she's doing. Great music for dishes. Great music for scooping the cat box. And Bill says, I know of Eric, but don't really know his music. There's so many tropical artists out there now. We don't get to a lot of the big events right now with everything going on. Yeah, Eric's been part of the scene for quite a while. He won a whole bunch of TRA awards probably, I don't know, 8 or 9 years ago. But he does most of the boat shows down here in Florida. He's also a writer. He's got a whole series of books. That's a series of books that all have water in it, like it's blue water, raging water. I mean, he's got like 9 or 10 books out there, something like that.
You actually wrote a really, really great song called. He's a great songwriter. If you ain't been aground, you ain't been around, which is a common saying amongst people in this particular lifestyle.
Oh, now people are honking. Lots of little boats out today. It is Sunday. And it's kind of a holiday weekend with St. Patrick's Day and all that good stuff.
If you ain't been aground, well, you ain't been around. Even seasoned sailors wind up on the reef. So just try not to stress, 'cause it can happen to the best. And pray to God that high tide will set you free. So it's
That's a great chorus.
cool little chorus.
Yeah, he's a nice guy. I've been communicating with him. I've actually been communicating with Eric before I realized how involved with the Trop Rock Association he had been in. I somehow discovered him playing a bunch of the boat shows a couple years ago, and friended him on Facebook, asked him a bunch of questions about going around and playing the boat shows and just kind of sharing information, musician to musician, and he was super receptive and super nice. And then I found out he was kind of a big deal in that realm. I was like, oh, and he's still very nice. I messaged him the other day about some recording stuff. He's just a nice guy. Yeah. So I've got stuff to make corn chowder. That's exciting for me. Picked up some potatoes. Good. I don't have chives, but I've got sweet onions. So we'll have some chowder for lunch. Chowder. It's very Maine. Today's Maine's birthday, actually. It was very interesting. Someone posted some of the history of Maine and how it came into the Union. That's very interesting if you stumble across it. It's very pertinent to today and things going on in the world. Maine's always been kind of we're going to do our thing our own way, and as Maine goes, so the nation.
I voted to have our original flag put back.
I like the original
Dirigo flag. I bought a huge one. I thought I was getting a small one to use as like a birdie, but last time I was up, these assholes just not even bothering with the blasting right through.
Mm-hmm. It's a big flag.
Yeah, so so now I have a huge Dirigo flag. I don't know what to do with it, but
it's really cool.
Really cool.
We don't really have room for it.
I could fly it off the back, I guess.
Mm-hmm. You could. Yeah, the original Maine flag was like off white and had this cool tree outline on it. It was just very, very simple and very, very traditional looking. But our flag had become extremely complex with the state seal, and I mean, you really can't recognize it from a distance because there's so much going on it. And
well, I mean, it's got I mean, I get it. I get why. I get.
The heck, all three of you just you don't know how to boat. Okay.
Weekenders, Sunday. At least they're staying away from the boats while they're blasting along. Yeah, so yeah, no, I get it. I get the representations on the flag that we have. I mean, it's not asinine or anything. I just like the simplicity of the pine tree and the star, and that's it.
Yeah, it's a cool. The original is a very cool design. I was bummed that they didn't vote to approve that, but whatever. You can still fly it. You just, it's not an official flag. We'll see if they were up on a plane, so they're probably not going to wake us that bad.
No, it's just
if we do the camera, we'll tip again.
The idea of it. Dumbass kids.
Well, anything else you wanted to share or talk about?
You talking to me or them?
You.
No.
Or you. Anybody.
Yeah, it's like, what are you guys doing? What are your plans for St. Patrick's Day?
Ooh, there you go.
Before we head out.
Well, Bill's going to the Celtic Monkey.
Celtic Monkey, a club or
I think it's a bar.
Or a band?
I believe it's a bar. I tried to get us booked there. They never called me back. No, that's not true. They called me back, but they gave me the name of a person that books for them, and that person never called me back.
Oh, yeah. The infamous, this person books our stuff.
Yep.
This person books their friends in your bar.
Right.
They don't book bands. They book their friends.
See, Christina is doing outside cleaning, balcony and windows. It's finally warm outside. That's right. My mother was mentioning it was like in the 50s in Maine.
Oh, that's right.
And she's up just a little above there. Just a little bit above.
How big's your balcony?
Will it fit us? Can we sleep there?
Is it like
Can we stay there permanently?
Like that's pretty cool. I love having a balcony. That's kind of like what this is to us.
Yeah, I could live on a balcony.
Balcony.
This is like a balcony for us. It's like I call it the back porch. It's like, I'll be out the back porch.
Back porch. But then we got the swim ladder, and that's kind of like the back porch too now.
Mm-hmm.
So.
And we have a 2-tiered porch.
Yeah.
We're fancy.
We have a balcony and a back porch now.
This is pretty much how we are all the time. We're just kind of sitting here when we're not doing something else. We're
Yeah.
just kind of hanging out.
Right now we're avoiding doing things. We should go.
You're our excuse to not go do things.
We should go do things. We've been on here long enough.
And if I am making chowder today, that is a multi-step process, and I need to do it while we have more energy coming in. So, Bill says it's an Irish pub and restaurant. And Val says she has St. Patrick's Day off, which is cool. That's nice, Val. Valerie Davis, Val Davis, if you're watching, I hope you had a wonderful birthday. Anybody else? Big plans?
Haven't heard from Vances in a while.
She posted something.
Oh, we talked to him, but we haven't seen him on Cockpit Coffee.
No. Yeah, she was posting yesterday, but she was posting like memories, like back when they were sailing more. And I know that they want to be doing that in a major way.
Yeah. That's the other thing we got to decide. What are we doing now?
Well, and I was just about to say, in answer to Bill's question, we never really brought it back around. It's
No, we never did.
We're kind of in that, let's figure out what we're going to do. I know sometime in the next couple of weeks, we're going to go down to Peck Lake for a couple of days. I'd like to go to Jensen before we leave and just hang out for a couple of days, regardless of whether we go to Indiantown or North Carolina or whatever.
Go to Peck and Jensen, but if, I don't want to wait too long to do that. I kind of want to do that. We need to get the propeller replaced.
Right.
So that's the thing we need to do. We need to get the propeller, the prop. I need to find a new one first. Another friggin' thing I got to do. And then we are going to have somebody do that, diver do it.
Yep. Audie's
and then
brother.
we're going to, so if we go to the islands, it'll be in April. And then, from the islands, it's really easy to hit that, come out and hit the friggin' current and go right up to North Carolina.
Yep.
So I might just do that. That might be a good plan.
The only hesitation I have to that is when we go over, I think if we go over at that point, we're only gonna have a couple of weeks to spend over that. And is it worth it to do all that?
No, we have like 3 or 4.
You think?
Yeah.
All right.
We have 3 or 4. And it's not going, we're not going to, fucking Cambodia.
I know.
It's literally, the day's sail east. It's right there.
Yep.
And it's going up to North Carolina from, Freeport is no different than going up to North Carolina from here.
No, that part's true. Yeah, it's more that the parts of the Bahamas I was really looking forward to are more south and further away, and so we wouldn't have time to go to the places I'd be more excited about. But that's okay.
We could.
Versus the more commercially areas.
I mean, none of it sucks.
No.
None of it is. It's not like it's going to be absolute horrendous until we get to one certain part of it. I mean, some parts are better than others, but it's there's remote. I mean, the whole country is remote islands. We can, so we go to the Abacos instead of the Exumas. It's we'll have a good time.
Yeah, so we'll figure it out, but we got to make some decisions here probably in the next week.
Yeah.
And then we'll let everybody know what we're going to do.
It's the whole indecision process that's driving me nuts. Sometimes you just got to pick a fucking path and go, and whether it's right or wrong. I mean, there's no really right or wrong answer. It's just. Right.
Val wanted to know if we saw the video of the open mic. No. Did you send that to us? Is that on your page?
Video of the open mic.
Her poetry reading. I wanted to see.
Oh,
it.
Val Beers.
Yeah.
No, I didn't see that at all.
Let's see. And Mike says running the Sweeper at my friend's property today and cleaning up from the campground. Yep. Getting ready to go back to the real world.
And the sweeper.
I don't know what that is either, but
I don't know what that is.
sounds like something that cleans something.
That does sound like something that would clean something. Yep. All right. We are gonna head out and probably eat some lunch or not.
Yep. I have a little bit of work to do before that'll be ready. But I gotta get to it.
Well, I gotta pull the friggin' engine. Actually, no, I'm gonna do everything right on the.
Another dinghy?
Yeah, I'm gonna get tossed around, but.
Could you like run a line from the back of the dinghy so that it's more toward the swim platform and just kind of sit on the swim platform and do it? Maybe?
Then I'm dealing with it going up and down while I'm not.
All right.
That's a good idea, but just not in this case. I just need to take a bucket and just need to dump that old fuel. I unfortunately filled it up right before, but fortunately it takes like a liter or less.
Yeah.
So.
And if it's bad gas, we don't want it in there anyway. So.
Well, that's the point. Yeah. So I'll have to take the fuel line off and then just let the gas run out, and then I've got to there's a screw that goes into the bowl of the carburetor. I've got to undo that and let that fuel drip out of the carburetor. Then I'm going to figure out a way to. It's got like this snorkel on the front of it, but I think if I got some sea foam, and I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the good gas in it and take that sea foam and spray it into that carburetor and let it run and stall itself, like flood it out with the sea foam, and just let that sit and clean out all of the, because all the bad, if it is bad gas, but even if it isn't, whatever's happening to it is really gunking up the engine. I had to change the spark plug. I thought the spark plug was the issue, but the spark plug was all gunked up, really gunked up bad. So the chamber in there is all like got crap all through it, which isn't helping things. So that sea foam will break that down. I'll let it set for a couple hours, then I'll restart it, blow a little more through there while it's running, and see if I can get it to smarten up. If not, I'll be calling some ads on Craigslist. I'm freaking done with it. Done with it.
Yep. Well, I hope everybody has a fantastic afternoon, a great St. Patrick's Day today and tomorrow, enjoying celebrating that. And we're going to make some chowder.
Yep. Geez, I sat too long. My fucking back is. And that.
Bye, everybody. Have a great day.
It's so dim, I can't see. Can't see where the thing is. All right. Yeah, hold that. Get the singing. Do the old man thing.
It's normally in the upper corner there, right?
Oh, this is friggin' holy shit. The back's coming off your phone.
Yeah, I know.
We need new phones. There it is. All right. See you guys.